All right, let's jump into How I Met Your Father.
How I Met Your Father. Oh man.
I didn't watch that one, so
that's all right. That's something you saw them both, right?
Yes, sir.
What you know? What do you remember? What do you remember about the show?
So I try to watch them like a day before we record, so I can't remember.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't remember the episode numbers.
Yeah, we're past that point. We're past that point.
So last week's episode, we met Sophie's mom, and we got to see she's pretty much a roadie, like a groupie. And then she finds like these famous bands or whatever. She hooks up with somebody for a while, and then like in Sophie's mind, she was picking the wrong guys, and then they would break her heart or whatever and leave her. And then later on in the episode, this is the main storyline, and later on in the episode, you find out that her mom is the bad guy, where she like gets with these guys and then gets bored of them and leaves them. And then there's the there's a thing where her bestie Valentina? No, that's
Valentina. Yeah.
It is Valentina. Oh God,
yeah.
I thought I was completely off. Where she was like, "Hey, listen, it's your mom, not the guys." And Sophie was defending her, and then like she saw her kissing a guy that wasn't her boyfriend, the manager, the boyfriend, and stuff like that. And I forgot what the B storyline was.
The B storyline at that point was the
I
I always forget her name. The sister, Jesse's sister.
Okay.
She goes next door.
Right,
and then
right.
she sees there's a wake or not. What's the Jewish wake called?
Shiva? Is it
Shiva? It's I don't want to screw it up, but it's a Jewish wake.
Yes.
And
might be something like that.
while she's there, she went over there for some tomatoes
her tomatoes. Yeah.
Her tomatoes are rotten, and she goes over there, and then she meets the granddaughter of the woman who passed away, and they hit it off, and they seem to have a lot in common. They both like produce, and I love saying stupid shit like that. Like, this is such a good show, and they hit it off. They later on they have drinks. She talks to I forgot his name now, the British guy.
Yeah.
And
so there was a C storyline where the British guy found out what he wanted to be, which is a therapist, and he was therapizing. I'm gonna use that as a word. The other two guys, right? The Indian guy, which again I forget his name, who was
Sid.
His name is Sid. Who had masturbated to Sophie's mom back in the day to that poster.
Because she used to be a model.
Yeah. And what happened was
Ellen is the other one's name. Jesse's sister.
So he was starting to masturbate. His mom was coming up. He had a lava lamp. He had a hamster. Lava lamp fell on the hamster. The lava in the lamp killed the hamster. And then he was like, I still jerked off that. And
then I finished.
I'm like, bro, how old were you? Like 13? I would have done the same exact thing. Like, I was a savage back then. Like,
one of his best friends died, and then he finished.
Yeah, exactly. I would have done the same thing. It is what it is. When you're that young, and you just hitting puberty, and you just literally want to like hump everything, you just gotta get it at you. Gotta get that poison at you. I sympathize.
And Charlie is the name of the British guy.
Yeah. And so then with Jesse, they were trying to get him back into the same bar where he proposed and got rejected.
Yeah. Oh, so they also showed more of the clip.
Yes.
Of his thing where he spilled his Cosmo on himself, and then somebody's like, the Cosmo, you're my mom in the 90s.
Yeah, that was funny. I remember when Cosmo was a big drink, like watching shows back in the 90s where like the Cosmopolitan was like...
You sounded like you were back there in the 90s just hitting clubs like, ooh, Cosmos, man. It was a crazy time.
Well, I watched a lot of shows. Like that's how I learned American
I know.
culture. Yeah, like from like Friends and... But
you sounded like you're going to the clubs dancing to Mambo No. 5 and stuff. Like, all right, calm down.
Shit, I still have Mambo No. 5 on my phone right now.
Sex in the City was based off Islam.
Damn, that's if that shit was based on me, it would be the worst show ever. It would be no sex in the city.
I'd watch it.
Shit, I forgot what I was gonna say.
Cosmos, you're making.
Right.
I interrupted.
So all the alcoholic drinks that I know are from shows. So from like Scrubs, the apple teeny.
Apple tea.
Yeah, exactly. Sex on the Beach, and stuff like that.
I mean, I've seen the actual drink. I don't know.
Oh, I thought you were gonna be like, I've seen Sex on the Beach.
Yeah, right.
I've seen actual sex on the beach. I was like, what
that's
beach
my
you
show,
going to?
by the way, guy. He has Sex in the City, but Sex on the Beach. Horrible. It's too hot out there.
Yeah,
but I've seen people drink the drink. That's how I know it. I don't. Yeah.
Good shit. All right, and then
nice silence there.
Yeah,
nice little pregnant pause. I appreciate that.
And then this week's episode. What was it about?
Damn, I knew I was to get you one of them.
I just need a little. I need a little kickstart. You know, like just my battery's dead.
Just a little one.
Yeah.
The farm restaurant.
Oh, right. So Drew and Sophie have not had sex yet, right?
Yes.
And then so Sid and his fiance wanted to go on a couples
Hannah.
thing.
Her name is Hannah.
Sid and Hannah wanted to go on like a couples thing, so they asked Sophie and Drew because they're a couple. So they went with them with this restaurant. Sophie figures out that first of all, Hannah calls Sophie Drew's ex Stacy, right?
Stacy.
And then Valentina finds Stacy through Instagram. The way she did it was complete. She's a fucking psychopath. But I think that's just like women in that in the younger generation. They just like go on social media, like they're fucking detectives. You know what I mean when it comes to shit like this. So they go. She finds out that he had been to the restaurant. He was lying to her. Sid and Hannah are having an issue because he makes big altering life decisions without her. And then, what's the other storyline? Valentina and what's the British guy's name again? Charlie are having an issue. So this episode was just nothing but issues between couples.
And siblings.
Yes. Having an issue between her and Charlie because
Valentina and Charlie, yep.
Charlie apparently visited a lot of countries, and he went because he fell in love with women, and he would just move to the country.
Well, before that, it started with her. She would always make references to her previous boyfriends and sex escapades. Yeah, that's weird.
Sex
and Charlie was just like, hey, that kind of makes me uncomfortable. She's like, no, you never mentioned anything before. He's like, yeah, well, what if I told you that I always leave England to be with women? And she's like, what? He's like, yeah, no, it's true. But it's not like with you. It's special with you.
Yeah. And then Jesse brings a girl to the dinner.
Jesse's girl.
Yeah. And then turns out his sister banged her already, and he met her the morning after they had banged in a coffee shop, which was fucking hilarious.
Literally, she turned around and he was there. Like,
yeah. First of all, how did the sister not recognize her brother from the back of the head?
He has a very common back of the head.
I don't think so.
That could be any
like
the back of Jesse's head could be any white guy.
Nah, I would recognize it if that was my brother. Because I recognized it. I was just like, oh, is that Jesse? And then he turned around and I was like, oh, it's Jesse.
I don't know. I've seen a lot of people on wrestling shows that look like you. So.
Yeah, but it's because
I just wanted to say that. That is completely irrelevant.
Oh, man. Listen, man, I am... listen, we're in the Matrix, and I am the anomaly, right? That I just keep showing up in random places.
You're in every wrestling show and every comic convention.
Yep. It's true. It's happened.
He's got that generic face.
And beard, and Batman shirt, and bald head. So we're starting to get a little bit, again, we're getting into the nitty gritty of the characters. I feel like the relationships are moving a lot faster than How I Met Your Mother. With Charlie and Valentina, they're like, she's already saying like, I love you. Sid and Hannah are already engaged. Maybe they'll break up. Maybe they'll stay together. Who knows? Unless Sid keeps making these life decisions without Hannah, if he doesn't learn. And then like Sophie's moving like at a decent pace with Drew, but I feel like the other couples are on them. And then Jesse's just like, I have no one. I need someone.
Jesse's just going through it.
Yeah,
You know,
man.
he's just going through it. He's just
I feel
trying
his pain though. You know,
he's
what I
trying to
mean?
survive out there. I sent you guys something in the Instagram chat when
Yes.
you get a chance to take a look at that.
yeah. I remember that. That shit was
Danny, I don't
hilarious.
think you've seen this one, so please, I want you to see that just so you can see what I'm referencing when I say that there are Eslov is everywhere.
That's 1,000% Islam right there.
Wasn't that in the Saudi Arabia?
Fun fact: they're doing another Saudi Arabia show this Saturday.
Guess who's
But
gonna
yes.
be there this Saturday?
I was watching that, and then as I'm watching it, I'm just like, "Is that Eslov? Yeah, that's a Batman shirt. That's Eslov."
That's hilarious.
Oh, man.
But yeah, man, How I Met Your Mother's How I Met Your Father is progressing. But I'm still waiting for that inside joke
We're way too early for that.
that I can relate to.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
we're
kind of need
way
that.
too late for jokes to come back. I see potential. Like one thing I could see them doing is the video of the proposal fail.
Mhm.
It'd be cool if every once in a while they come back and there's more to it that they haven't seen yet.
Oh,
I feel
yeah.
like that could be something fun. It was just like,
Yes.
well, you know, there's this other angle where they caught more of it. He's like, oh no, and then they keep going back to it, and that could be similar to the Robin Sparkles.
Yeah.
I was
They
just
keep
gonna
going
say the
back.
Robin Sparkles where they called it out and then they were like,
And
"Oh,
they
we got
also
video."
started something with like the Jason Momoa thing, but that kind of ended that same episode.
Well, it's
That
like when
might
they had
come-
it's like when they had the doppelgangers. The doppelgangers, they might skip a whole season and then bring it back like 2 times in the same season. You
Yeah.
never know, you know. So we'll see. I mean, this is only what I think 6 episodes in.
Yeah.
So you got to give it time for stuff like that.
I know.
But,
I'm being impatient, but you know,
But,
I
Apparently,
want. I want that
to Danny,
inside
though,
joke.
only 10 to 20 minutes is enough.
It was good within the first 10 to 20 minutes, so it kept me going.
Hey, man.
That's why I forced myself with Game of Thrones to like 7 episodes, and I can't take that time back. I wish I could. But no, I'm definitely enjoying
He's
How I Met Your Father.
traumatized.
Yeah.
Game of Thrones traumatized.